Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to day 3. And this week, with Seeker of Knowledge, our story, we have been reviewing and revisiting 2 of our I'm sure your favorite prefixes. Can you tell me what those are nice and loud so I can hear you? Oh, give yourself a thumbs up if you said the prefixes tele and trans. Good job. I knew you were with me. Fabulous. I'm so proud of you. So yesterday we talked about the prefix tele, and now we're moving on. And we're going to move to the prefix trans. Very good. And it has a meaning here of across or beyond. That should be something that's familiar with us. So remember that our goal is to pull different pieces of our words apart and then put them back together so that we can create new meanings. Our goal is to, as we become better readers, we can get to these words that we may not know and we can separate them because they have different parts that we are familiar with, and we can connect the knowledge that we have, and we can say, hey, I know what that piece means, I know what that piece means, and then I can put it back together to determine or to find out what that meaning is. So let's get started with our first word here, translate. And I underlined my prefix, of course, trans, meaning across or beyond. And I went over here and I used my dictionary as always to make sure that my definitions matched up. And when I saw this word translate, I pulled out prior knowledge and I said, translate. Well, I use a dictionary to translate meanings and definitions, and we have to have, sometimes we translate different languages. And I took French. I studied French for 3.5 years. And so I had to translate the English language into the French language. So this was when we changed something from one form to another. So I was changing the English language into the French language, and then the French language back into the English language, so I could learn the 2 languages. So we're changing something from one form to another when we translate. Good job. Very good. I'm so proud of you. Now let's look over here at our second word, transplant. Again, I've underlined trans because that's the prefix I know, across or beyond. And transplant, you've seen the word plant. You know that it has to be in the ground. You know that it has to have soil for its roots to grow. So if I transplant across or beyond, I take this plant and it means to me to plant again in a different place. Raise your hand if you've helped someone in your family to transplant or to move or to plant something. I have. Very good. I'm so proud of you. I know you guys were great helpers. I know you helped out at the house. Very good. So to transplant means to plant again in a different place. Very good. So let's take a look. Excuse me. Transform is our last one for today. Let's take a look at, I've underlined already my prefix trans, and we know again, we keep that repetition across or beyond, and we know what form is. We know that form has to deal with shape, kind of modeling. So if I know that I'm changing shape across, so I know it's to change from one thing to another. So maybe eventually over time, something will transform, like a mountain will transform. It will change its shape over time. If you if you create a dirt pile outside, and over a week or so, if it's raining, that mound of dirt will transform. It's going to change from one thing to another. It may be higher than it was after it rains. So to change shape or to change from one thing to another. All right, very good. I'm so proud of you. You did it very well today. Made a lot of connections. Used that prior knowledge that you had up there in that fabulous 4th grade brain of yours. So give yourself a pat on the back. You did an amazing job, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 4. Keep studying those spelling words. Bye bye for now.